Hey Trinity Rep fam, this is Rachael Warren coming to you live from COVID-19 quarantine here in Riverside, Rhode Island. Um, we miss you so much. I miss you so much. And I just hope that you're all safe and healthy and cozy somewhere and keeping your heads up. I'm here to maybe give a little boost to your day. Hopefully, people like to hear the stories about when things go bad for us on stage. Things go kind of topsy-turvy. So I'm going to take you all the way back to the spring of 2002. And Amanda Danert's brilliant production of Peter Pan or the Boy Who Would Not Grow Up. It wasn't the musical, it was the play version with all of this incredible circus flying that we were taught and got to do on that production. And there was this incredible cast, including some students who've now done really, really well. Miriam Silverman, who is an Obie nominee and has done tons of New York Broadway stage and film and everything. Ben Steinfeld, who is one of the artistic directors of Fiasco Theater in New York, also a vet of many, many Broadway shows. Anyway, those guys were just about to be first year grad students. Anyway, they were playing Lost Boys. At this point of the run, Brian McElhaney was playing Captain Hook. And I was playing Wendy Darling. And in this scene, Wendy gets captured by the pirates and is brought to the ship with the Lost Boys. And they're all going to be made to walk the plank. And Wendy is being threatened by Captain Hook. And Brian McElhaney's hook, which was actually like, if you can imagine this, like he had a hook that he was holding on kind of what looked like a coat hanger, like a triangle that he'd hold in his fist, and a long sleeve. So at the end was this big hook. See what I'm doing there? Okay. And it was a really cool costume piece. However, on this particular day, the hook had broken. So it was like flip-floppy. It was attached just partially. And Captain Hook's, all of his language in this scene, as he was threatening and trying to be, he's a super villain, you know, when he was threatening Wendy and the Lost Boys, was like, I'll give him a taste of the hook. And like I'll do this to you with my hook and that to you with my hook. And it was not threatening. It was the opposite of threatening. It was like this impotent, floppy hook. And we could not keep it together. Now, usually when something goes wrong on stage, the audience is kind of in on it. They understand what's happening, and they're your biggest cheerleaders, and they actually kind of love it because it's exciting. They're seeing something that hasn't happened before. Well, I don't know if the audience didn't understand what was going wrong, or didn't find it funny, or just thought we were the biggest group of unprofessional expletives in the universe, but they were giving us the dead eyes, and this made it funnier and funnier to us. I mean, to the point where we were crying, tears coming down, and Brian McElhaney was like, trying to act threatening, but he couldn't fix it. Okay, so then the next thing that happens, we somehow get through this. I get hoisted up. I'm hanging from the grid of the theater in my flight suit, as if I'm kind of tied to the mast of the ship. And all my friends are down below. My friends, the Lost Boys, are all huddled and laughing, and their shoulders are shaking together. And I am being suspended above the audience, trying to get it together, because the next thing that has to happen is this huge brawl where Peter comes to the ship and tries to rescue Wendy and the Lost Boys. And all the pirates and all the Lost Boys had this incredible battle, which was really funny. We didn't have like knives and guns. We had like tennis rackets and I don't know. We had all kinds of brooms, things like that we were fighting with. So I was trying to get it together. We were trying to get it together. And I see Brian from above trying to get a hold on his hook disaster. And it's just not happening. So the next thing that happens is he has to come down under, because he's decided now's the moment to make me walk the plank. And he looks up and he says, "Bring down the Wendy." And his hook is just like wah wah, and I cannot, anything I've managed to like compose up above the audience completely disappears, and I am hyperventilating. I'm laughing so hard. I'm dangling from a string. They're lowering me down. I'm laughing. I'm crying. I just can't keep it together. The Lost Boys are laughing, crying all over again. And then I had to give this big speech to the Lost Boys about how I wanted them to die like proper English gentlemen. And it was supposed to be kind of through tears and very like inspiring. It was the least professional moment of my career. Hands down. I could not, and still the audience did not find this funny. So the next thing that happens is Peter attacks the boat, and Brian McElhaney with his bad hook. There's this long. I'm gonna try to replicate this in my little sunroom here, and pardon all the mess. It was a long thrust, so the audience was on 3/4 of the house, and Brian was supposed to start battling Peter, and instead he turns around because he knows he's got this big problem, and he has his hook, and he turns around and he goes like, ah, and he runs all the way off stage, and we're just like, where's Hook going? Where's he going? And as he's running, you're seeing the hook kind of flopping like this as he goes, and he comes back on a couple seconds later, and he has managed to find a roll of duct tape, and he's kind of wrapped it around the hook, so now the hook isn't flopping, but it's at this weird angle, kind of duct taped on, so it still looks herky-jerky, and poor Brian, who's the picture of professionalism and like all of our kind of mentor and idol. I felt so bad for him. He was trying so hard, and we just could not, none of us could do anything to help him, and we certainly were not able to act in a way that drew attention away from his problem. So that image of Brian McElhaney running with his little floppy hook all the way off the stage and then coming back with the askew one with the wrapped all up in duct tape there are moments I say that I wish I could make them my ringtone on my phone because they make me so happy. And I think that, laughter can give you back years of your life. And let's just say I kept playing ingenues for quite a while longer than I would have if it weren't for that moment. So that's my story. I hope you guys liked it. I've got a bunch of good ones. I could probably do a bunch of these, but I'll stop there since this one took a while. I love you all. I miss you. I hope we get to Sweeney Todd it up with you at some point, because let me tell you, Joey and Kurt and I are just chomping at the bit to give you that show. But most importantly, stay safe. We'll do it when the time is right. And we love you so much. Okay? Mwah! Hang in there. Bye.